Well, good afternoon, and thank you for that great introduction. Before I begin today, I just want to give a thank to my staff who are sitting up front here today for all of their hard work, and to let you know that without their help, we would not have the ELPAC in its state as we're getting ready for the Summative Assessment this spring. So thank you. This is a quick overview of the topics that I will be sharing with you today. Some quick highlights from the September 2017 State Board of Education item, new changes to the ELPAC, ELPAC practice tests, the ELPAC administration and scoring trainings, our ELPAC Academy, preparing for the ELPAC Summative Assessment, as well as upcoming ELPAC Educator opportunities. Just a quick couple highlights from the September 14th board, where we approved a reporting hierarchy for the summative assessment and initial assessment, as well as revisions to our general performance level descriptors. I just want to share with you our approach to the development of these reporting hierarchies. As we thought about how to report the results, we considered how the new ALD's standards integrate listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. We also wanted to ensure the technical quality of the test and the reliability and validity of the information given to parents, teachers, schools, and districts. To address the questions of this reporting hierarchy, the CDE asked ETS to conduct a dimensionality study on the field test results. Oops. The study was designed to investigate which skills could be combined together to produce sound technical results. Okay, so here we have our K-12 reporting hierarchy for the summative assessment. At the top level, the overall score is a composite of the oral and written language subscales and will be mapped onto 4 performance levels, which are aligned to the performance level descriptors. The overall score is based on all test items across the 4 domains in the ELPAC. The next level is our oral and written language subscales, which will also be reported and mapped onto 4 performance levels. The last row will report the domain levels in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They will be mapped onto 3 performance levels, but no scores will be given. Next is our K-12 reporting hierarchy for the initial assessment. Just a reminder that the purpose of the summative assessment was to measure students' progress annually and to be included in accountability, whereas the IA's purpose was to have a much shorter test to screen or identify students who were initially fluent English proficient or an English learner. So as with the first hierarchy, the overall score is a composite of the 2 measures below it. The overall score will produce a scale score and be mapped onto 3 performance levels. As test items in the initial assessment, all test items in the initial assessment are included in the overall score. The second level, we are anticipating 3 oral language and written language performance levels. At the third level, the number of items in each measure is relatively small. Therefore, there will be no scores produced at the domain level. Next, at the board, we had revisions approved to the general performance level descriptors, and they are shown on the next 2 slides. The board approved the original PLDs in January 2016. These helped us in the development of our ELPAC all the way through the field test. Based on discussions with our California stakeholders and to reflect the field test dimensionality analyses, the following are revisions to all of the different levels, and they are shown in red italics on the slide before you. First, we replaced the word functional with the word developed based on stakeholder input. We also replaced receptive and productive with oral and written based on the results of our dimensionality study. We also added a reference to the 2012 ELD proficiency levels, bridging, expanding, and emerging, that correspond to each performance level. Now on to some of the new changes that have occurred due to feedback from our field test examiners. We also conducted several focus groups and sent out a survey to our educators to collect this feedback. Positive changes were made as a result of this feedback. The first change includes developing audio recordings for the summarize an academic presentation task type. This will eliminate the burden on test examiners and increase the standardization for administering this task type. Also, students will be able to write in their test books, which will be consumable. Therefore, each student will need to have their own test book in grades 3 through 12. Graphics have also been added for the speaking task type, present and discuss information, and summarize an academic presentation, which have been added to the test book so that students may write in their test book as they prepare to respond to the questions. And finally, stopping points and break times have been added to the test to help test administration. We're excited to share with you the new ELPAC practice tests for students, educators, and parents and guardians. You will be able to access them beginning on October 30th on the elpac.org website. These practice tests provide examples of test items for each of the task types which are included in each of the 4 domains. The practice test will also show how the 2012 ELD standards also show how are reflected in the ELPAC test items. Because we have a limited pool of test items to use for practice tests, some of the test items will be used for more than one grade or grade span. However, the primary focus is to provide test item samples for each of the task types. I won't go through this slide in detail, but this provides you a quick outline of what to expect and what is included in the practice tests for each one of the domains. Just a reminder that registration for the ELPAC administration and scoring trainings is open. The link on this slide provides you with access to that registration. Encourage your ELPAC LEA coordinators to get signed up for one of these trainings that have been scheduled throughout California. We are also encouraging county offices to attend a training so that they can develop and schedule regional trainings. For those that are hosting regional trainings, there's an optional half-day training in Sacramento to provide regional trainers with additional support. Currently, we have 10 additional regional locations, and I'm very thankful to our county offices. Something new this year, and in collaboration with our contractor SCOE, we are putting on ELPAC Academies. There are 2 models being developed. The first is the Educator ELPAC Academy, which is for educators who don't necessarily administer the ELPAC, but support English learners in the classroom. The other one is the Train of Trainers model and is for County Office of Education staff who would like to host a regional training for staff in their area. Highlights of the trainings is how the ELPAC task types connect to the 2012 California English Language Development Standards and classroom instruction, how educators play a critical role in the advancing of English language proficiency, and how to how to develop interim assessments and formative tools based on the ELPAC task types. If you're interested, we still have some space in our Train the Trainers sections, and you can talk to SCOE at the front desk, and they'll get you set up with some openings. Ooh. Okay. Preparing for the upcoming ELPAC Summative Assessment, which begins February 1st. Just to give you a quick overview, ELPAC coordinators will be have been receiving access, and they will be sent in mid-October. Our TOMS, Test Operation Management System, will open up. And information about important dates are here for you to see. So just keep in mind when it comes to ordering materials, we're preparing a training webcast, which will open up in mid-October. I believe the date is now confirmed to be October 10th. So if you write that down, October 10th. A communication will be going out shortly next week to notify those LEA ELPAC coordinators who are already designated in districts. And we are also going to be giving information about pre-identification or pre-ID label ordering information during that webcast. And here is the information. Just to give you an update, this year the ELPAC is not going to require setup fees for labels. So we have an ordering window, and the first set of labels are 38 cents each, and our round 2 will be 52 cents each. And all of our labels are ordered through Tom, so the system has to be updated in CalPads. All of the information will feed through that, and a purchase order will be required. Okay. As in everything that we do, we have a lot of new ELPAC resources, and I know in our last update we sent this information out to all of our ELPAC listserver members, but we have Do We Administer the California English Language Development Test, the CELT, or the ELPAC in 2017-18. We have a parent guide to understanding the ELPAC. It's translated into 7 languages. We have our ELPAC assessments fact sheet, our domain information sheets, and finally, our Matrix 4 universal tools, designated supports and accommodations for the ELPAC. Those are all located at the resource location at the bottom there. And just a quick look at each one of these. The first resource just provides LEAs with information on who is tested with the CELP and who is tested with the ELPAC during this transition year until the summative and IA, or initial assessment, are operational in 2018. On the right, I'm just looking at the screen thinking right and left, everybody, sorry, is our ELPAC fact sheet. And I know that our other programs have also been explaining to you the what, who, when, and why of our information for your teachers, educators, administrators, and even parents. New resources are domain information sheets. This is a snapshot of how the task types are administered at each domain and at which grades and grade spans. I've already received a lot of feedback from educators that these have been very, very useful in the classrooms. And here is our parent guide to understanding the ELPAC, and it is a resource designed specifically for parents to help them understand the various components of the ELPAC, to provide them with ideas of how to prepare their child for taking the ELPAC, and links to other key resources. And as noted, we always have a lot of upcoming opportunities for educators. It's important that we have you participate. We really need your assistance, and we greatly value your input. We are still looking for a few more educators to participate in the summative assessment standard setting and the initial field test writing range finding activities that are coming up in October. If you're interested, please send an email to elpac@scoe.net. And I know outside there's a poster with all of our upcoming opportunities, but here are a couple that are coming up with an application link at the bottom. Please submit your application, and we look forward to having you join the ELPAC. Next, we have our California Spanish Assessment. I'm going to share with you the latest information about our progress. The California Spanish Assessment development process, just a quick overview, our CSA Pilot Test, our CSA Field Test Item and Passage Review, and finally, some reflections from our California educators. Quickly, this slide gives you information regarding where we are in the CSA development. In September 2016, the State Board of Education approved our high-level test design. We moved on to item development and item passage reviews from October of last year through July. We are now in the midst of our pilot test, which runs through October 6th. And then we will be going to the State Board either in November and January, and I believe we've confirmed that it will be November, that we will be taking our achievement level descriptors and test blueprint to the board for approval. Following that, we will have our field test next fall, and in the spring of 2019, we will have our operational. Just a quick overview of our pilot test. The purpose of the pilot was to test the functionality of our technology-enhanced items. The administration window is September 18th through October 6th. We have 6 local educational agencies participating this year. And if you are interested in participating in the CSA field test, please contact Marcus Barron at ETS. We would love for your participation. And in July, we held our item and passage review meetings, and we had 28 educators from different parts of California participate. The educators spent a full week of reviewing approximately 800 test items for content, bias, and sensitivity concerns. We were really excited to have our participating educators native to several Spanish-speaking countries, which made for many rich discussions about the best form of the Spanish language to use for the CSA. This slide includes some of the positive feedback that we received after item and passage review meetings in July. It was an amazing week, and it was fantastic to see how focused and serious our educators were about carefully reviewing each and every item. Activities with educators continually reinforce how important it is to have educators involved in the process, because they often see things through a different lens than we do. And finally, our standards-based tests in Spanish. Our office is overseeing the administration this year in 17-18. The CDE is in the process of transitioning the standards-based test in Spanish to an online test. It will be a multiple choice, single select linear test. In other words, it will be a paper pencil version in an online computer format. The window opens in January as our normal testing window. It will be important for your CASP coordinators to work with your teams to schedule assessments during the window in order to accommodate the administration of the STS and other state assessments such as ELPAC and the CAST and CASP assessments. This is a one-time administration as we transition to the California Spanish assessment next year in 2019. More information will follow in the upcoming issues of our CASP update. And this is our contact information for our office. Please go on to the CDE and the ETS websites to get the latest updates on our ELPAC and CSA and STS. And don't forget to sign up for our listservs to receive the latest information as we move through the test development process.